Oh, it's great to talk with you, Chris. No, we're talking about the Biden administration and the really kind of a indoctrination that's going on, and I'm right there in the middle of it with a meeting with the Press Secretary Jennifer Psaki, and no comment to my questions on the Equality Act or anti-Semitism.
We'll have to circle back on that.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I feel bad for anybody who was at that press conference.
Yeah.
Because that is like torture that you do to your enemies. It was so boring. It was funny because Biden was talking about the filibuster, but he filibustered to talk about the filibuster. That was insane. He was stumbling.
Well, Chris, there's a problem.
Who did you say?
Well, the conservative media is being excluded from some of these press meetings, and I'm one of them.
Okay. So, but then nobody got called on except for the 10 people that he took around on the campaign.
They already had that, yeah. They had that
same
preset.
time.
Was that today?
That was today.
Safe questions, you know.
So I saw Dinesh D'Souza post about the press conference, and then once he posted, it got shared like hundreds of thousands of times, but apparently it was a train wreck.
What's your name, sir, on the line? What's your name?
Yeah, I'm Dr. Anthony Harper. I'm the principal journalist at the White House regarding some anti-Semitism, religious freedom violations. And journalists have signed a complaint letter to the White House complaining about this discrimination that's going on.
Now, what kind of discrimination specifically are you talking about?
Well, specifically, a journalist letter and a complaint letter to the White House, and that is that the White House is complaining that they can't afford to pay the COVID-19 testing that is required to get in there, but they can pay for the COVID-19 testing of other journalists.
Oh, really?
Really?
To one day. A lot of the journalists are just restricted to 1 day a week.
What?
Very troublesome. In contrast, contrast to the Trump administration, when I'm there in press meetings, I can be there every day of the week.
Oh, wow.
So you're saying that conservative journalists, or from what you can see, conservative journalists are being kept out of press briefings because there's not enough COVID tests.
And you're a Jewish reporter, so it's anti-Semitic.
But they just don't want conservative media.
Of course not.
No, the Newsmax lady there today, she said there's no chance they're going to call on me.
Mm-hmm. And who do you report for?
Intermountain Christian News and the Israel News Service, Newsreel.
Okay, wonderful.
What's the website so people can check it out?
Yeah, Intermountain Christian News, imcnews.org.
Well, we appreciate. I'm sorry I gave you a hard time. We get a lot of phony calls sometimes of friends and family. So it was
that's what happens when you're on the telephone. You get phony calls, you know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but when you do a show like we do, where it's a lot of entertainment, it's fun to joke around on our show. Yeah. So, but that's good.
Well, I got a little bit of entertainment. I'm from Idaho, actually, and we're known for potatoes, of course. And I tell some potato jokes at the White House.
Well, Joe Biden's a potato.
Yeah. Don't call him Mr. Potato Head. You'll offend him.
You can't call him Mr. Potato Head.
Yeah, I mean, how about the guns question? He was asked about guns, and he quickly turned it to drinking water and asbestos and infrastructure.
These safe issues. Yeah, he wants to get away from that issue. We have a bill. There's a bill promoted in the Congress about that would be affecting gun rights, and he wants to stay away from that. Stay away from that Second Amendment issue. He just deals with safe issues, and this is really concerning, about the conservative media being in there to be able to ask these important and challenging questions.
Well, they can paint the narrative if they keep conservative reporters out of the press briefings. So that's exactly what it sounds like they're doing.
That's what they're good at.
Indoctrination is propaganda.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The control of information is what it is.
Misinformation, keep them dumbed down.
Total control. And so, yes, I'm supposed to be back to the White House here shortly, April 21st through May 21st or something like that. April 12th, actually.
So what is your assignment then?
Pretty much, continue whatever's the hot news of the day. Of course, there's this National Day of Prayer event that many people in America are participating in. I've asked for the White House to respond to President Lincoln's call for a National Day of Prayer and Repentance. But do you think they're going to do that?
Mm-mm. I don't.
No, of course not.
Serious questions. They're not going to answer any serious questions. I mean, to get this kind of blank look on the face of the Press Secretary Jennifer Psaki, and especially when I'm bringing up the issue concerns by a lot of people about anti-Semitism, and she gives a no comment.
Yeah, she does. That's something. It's like you said. They don't like touching tough issues, even ones that seem like common sense. Yeah, you shouldn't hate somebody because of they're Jewish.
I would give the benefit of the doubt to give her an opportunity to answer me again when I get there. But what I actually asked her about this, she said about send me your questions in email, and I will respond. But I've done that several times and no response.
Wow.
How did you hear about the show, if I may ask? Our show.
Oh, I'm looking through Salem Radio Network and different shows, and you're there.
Well, that's awesome. Can you give us your website one more time so our listeners and ourselves can check you out?
Oh, wonderful. We got a YouTube channel with my White House reporting. It's imcnews.org. For Intermountain Christian News, great YouTube channel. Those hot questions and reports at the White House. So
imcnews.com?
.org.
Oh, .org. I'm sorry. Okay, imcnews.org. Got it.
We got it.
Great to join you and Chris.
Well, Matt Buff and Brittany Walker and Alex in studio with you on here on the Buff Show. So thanks for listening. If you don't mind, share this segment out there on your social media because as a journalist, you could help us out on the show too, and we'll put your link on our site too.
Yeah, people need to hear about your program, and so if I get you get MP3 of this program, I can spread it out and my other journalist friends.
Well, I appreciate that, and we'll definitely get you back on. If you got breaking news, we always bring on journalists sometimes when it comes to breaking news, because if you write a piece, we want to get it out there concerning that. We like the different point of view.
There's a breaking news today about China with Biden dealing with it. He did talk about vaguely to the plight of the genocide of the Uyghur people, but I had an interview with that prime minister in exile of the Uyghurs.
Yeah, that's the Muslims from China that they're being held captive.
Right. That's a news story today. They're just breaking news about this and got a news release from the prime minister's PR person. But the title of this, the breaking news, is Passover and Modern Day Genocide.
Modern day genocide in China. And see, that's something Biden says. Remember what he said about that? He said there's just cultural differences betwing our countries, and he went.
Well, it's just minimizing it all, right?
Yes,
minimizing a lot of things.
Well, I appreciate you calling in. Once again, sorry for giving you a hard time because I'm like, why would a White House press correspondent be calling?
Well, we saw Dr. Anthony and we're like, is this someone posing as Dr. Fauci?
Yeah, I said Dr. Anthony.
This is not a joke. This is the real thing. You can check out my, actually this website and YouTube channel. You can see me there at the White House reporting, and it's great to be that underdog reporter.
Well, we're rooting for you, and we hope you can get in there because I noticed they do put you guys in the back of the room.
Yep, I can stay at the very back, away from the camera at this point, but they don't want me as a conservative person right in the middle of that camera,
One last question real quick. Do you get to, when not just for the news briefings, but do you get to submit questions to the press pool of the White House Communications Department?
I get to submit questions, but no response.
No response. That was my follow-up. Is there any response from that? That's very interesting. They're running a very weird thing here.
An organized criminal campaign is what it is.
And Psaki admitted, because remember how we said the working parts of this administration? She admitted that Obama not just calls, but calls regularly. And he was frequently the Department of Defense.
The shadow government. That's exactly what's going on.
And so everybody has their job to do, and Biden's job is to read stuff. He's the first president in history to do a quote-unquote news conference with a full thing of notes. Trump used to take a postcard up there, and then he'd cross out most of the stuff his comms team put on there.
Well, what's so great about Trump is his spontaneity. He's so spontaneous, but I don't know if President Biden could be that spontaneous.
No.
Unlikely.
We're just trying to get him to finish a thought.
He can't even make it up a flight of stairs.
Yeah. Who falls up the stairs? Well, hey, thanks for your call, man. We have to move along. But yeah.
Spread the word about this program. I can do that to other journalists and other people. Just send me an MP3 of this program today and our talk, and I can get the word out.
Shoot us an email. info@thebuffshow.com. Shoot us an email so we can connect.
That's exactly what I was going to say. info@thebuffshow.com.
info@thebuffshow, BUFF.
Yeah, Buff like strong. Strong conservatives. Fearless conservatives in action. All right. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.